Moonlight Peaks is an upcoming supernatural life simulation game that has been highly anticipated for years. With its release date finally set for later this year, here's everything you need to know. Hello friends, Sarah Sunstone here, and welcome back to Wish I Knew. In today's episode, I'll be sharing what you should know about Moonlight Peaks to help you decide if this game will be a good fit for you ahead of its release. We'll be going over confirmed features, announced platforms, and little gameplay details that you might like to know about. So be sure to stick around to get your questions answered, and hopefully you'll be even more excited for Moonlight Peaks by the end of this video. Please go ahead and shine the lovely like button if you find these videos helpful, and make sure to subscribe to my channel with your notifications on for more cozy and variety content. Otherwise, without any further ado, let's get right into it. Now, if you haven't heard of Moonlight Peaks before, this game offers a farming and life simulation experience, but with a unique spin. Because you'll actually be playing as a vampire living in a magical town surrounded by a cast of supernatural characters. The overarching storyline actually has a heartwarming feel amidst the gothic spooky tone, where you set out to prove to your skeptical father, Count Dracula, that a life of compassion is possible, even for the undead. Throughout the main story, you'll meet and help out 7 distinct families, each with their own supernatural inclination, except for the normies. And many of the usual gameplay mechanics you might come to expect in a title like this will also offer their own unique twists, making things much less predictable than your average life or farm sim game. This will include incorporating spellcasting and potion brewing into your farming techniques, harnessing shape-shifting abilities to explore the town, and even going to sleep in your coffin every morning instead of resting in bed at night. These are just some examples that we'll circle back to throughout the video, but hopefully this should begin to paint a picture of what makes Moonlight Peaks different, and in my opinion, very appealing. The first standout aspect of the game that I really want to emphasize is character creation. So as I previously mentioned, you play as a vampire, and yes, you can fully customize your own chibi-style character with a gender-neutral character base, meaning every option will be available for everyone. The developers have shared that their aim is to make sure everyone feels seen in Moonlight Peaks, and although we haven't yet received a full showcase of the character customization options available in the game, we've seen a lot through previews, which give us a pretty good idea of what we can expect for options. We will definitely be able to customize our skin tone with a really nice range of selections for light, medium, and dark skin, plus some fun options if you really want to lean into the supernatural life and become even more otherworldly. We will also be able to customize our eye shape with the option to adjust the color of each eye separately, selecting from what appears to be a wide range of options. We will also be able to choose from different eyelash designs and eye makeup options to add some more flair. As for hairstyles, so far we've seen 36 different styles available, including short, long, and textured options. Plus, you will also be able to customize the color of your hair. There will also be different skin features to choose from, including freckles, scars, and birthmarks. We will also be able to customize our character with different outfits and accessories. I personally feel that this character creation system looks very promising and inclusive based on what's been shared so far, which is really refreshing and honestly, just how it should be. Now, when you first arrive into the magical town of Moonlight Peaks, you'll settle down in your family's abandoned homestead and over time, make it your own. This will involve cultivating a wide variety of crops that will include some of the usual suspects like pumpkins and raspberries, but also some more unique and magical varieties, like dark strawberries and lava peppers, just to name a few. You will also be able to grow herbs and florals, like lavender, in dedicated planter boxes, which can then be dried to be used for other purposes. The spellcasting system also complements farming with unique spells to cast that will help you out as you progress. For example, you can cast a spell to replenish your watering can or to speed up your crop's growth. There are even fun little skill check mini-games to complete when casting spells. In addition to farming, you'll be able to raise mystical ranch animals, like the pigoat and the chicken, which yes, you can also pet, which I know is a very important feature for us to have. These animals will produce goods, which alongside your harvests can be further processed and used to craft and create other products, with a variety of makers available, in addition to the potion brewing system. system. And when you're tired from a long night's work, you'll retreat to your coffin in the morning and go to sleep through the day. And on the topic of time, Moonlight Peaks will offer 4 distinct seasons to experience, and gameplay will revolve around an in-game clock not tied to real-world time. You can also customize so many aspects of your homestead, so if you enjoy decorating and designing, you're in luck. You can decorate your farmland with a wide variety of furniture, shrubs, flowers, and buildings like barns, mills, and even a greenhouse, so you can grow crops regardless of season. You can also customize the exterior appearance of your home and other buildings to your liking. Plus, you can also decorate the interior of your house. This includes tons of furniture options, which you'll be able to craft and purchase, alongside wallpaper, flooring, and clutter items. It also seems that there will be seasonal decorations available, like a holiday tree, for example. So despite this having a more gothic tone overall, there will still be variety in the themes and aesthetics available. It also looks like we'll be able to expand our home over time, adding even more rooms to decorate, which is great. In terms of the decorating mechanics themselves, just based on the game's Steam demo, these are done from a top-down perspective for both interior and exterior environments, and the design system is set on a tile-based grid. This means that you will not be able to offset items with half-tile placements, nor will you be able to display items on angles, unless they change this ahead of the full release. However, it is worth noting that you can rotate many objects and place items on top of other items. I really love how when you're decorating, it looks like your character is using magic to make the objects levitate as you move them around. And although this is just a nice visual touch, the spellcasting system does also come into play a little bit with decorating. So for example, you can actually cast a specific spell which allows you to move trees around. So you don't have to chop them down, replant them, and wait for them to grow if you want to do some landscaping. You'll probably be pretty busy on your homestead alone, but there's tons to explore around the world as well. Moonlight Peaks appears to be incredibly lively, with many interesting locations to visit and mysteries to uncover. And this can be done on foot. You can also shapeshift into a bat to travel around at faster speeds. And you can also teleport to specific locations via the Witch's Circle. Based on this menu here, we can confirm some primary locations, which include the town of Moonlight Peaks itself, the forest, the Ambrosia area, the catacombs, and also the deep forest. While many of these locations sound exciting, spooky, and mysterious to explore, I'm honestly just so excited to wander through the town, which appears to be packed with personality and charm. So far, some confirmed establishments include the clothing store called Third Eye Threads, the local bar called The Broken Lamp, and a coffee shop called Coffee and Coffins. Just as some examples to give you an idea of how even the shops and services will have their own unique spin that perfectly fits this universe. As you explore, the game will also offer a nice variety of activities to partake in outside of your day-to-day routine. Some of these hobbies include the usual suspects like foraging, bug catching, fishing, and cooking, but there will also be some more unique pastimes to enjoy. So far, the team has announced flower arranging and embroidering, which both look really satisfying and fun. You'll also be able to collect cards to use in the town's favorite game called Nocturna, which can be played against other residents. And over the years, you'll see the community come together with in-game seasonal events like the annual Evernight Festival. On top of all this and more, you can also befriend, date, and marry in Moonlight Peaks. So get ready for supernatural romance if you so desire. There are a total of 21 diverse dateable candidates to choose from, including werewolves, witches, vampires, humans, mermaids, and even death. Yep, you heard me right. You can literally go on a date with death if you want, but that's your choice to make. If you have trouble choosing your favorite candidate, you will be able to date as many characters as you'd like at the same time. Only marriage is exclusive to one NPC. And all dateable candidates are on the table for anyone. There's absolutely no gender locking for romance here. Again, as it should be. However, it was noted that if you start dating several characters, you actually might receive some comments from your partners. So it seems like they will be aware of your choices, which could definitely make for some interesting dynamics. While much is still unknown about the relationship and romance systems, it has been confirmed that we can go on charming dates. It's also been confirmed that we can make gifts for our dates, like a custom flower bouquet or an embroidered wall piece. Plus, once married, apparently, you can even turn your spouse into a vampire. It is worth noting that the developers have confirmed there will be no option for having kids in the game, which I'm personally cool with because that's not a feature I look for or really desire in the games I play, but I know many of you do enjoy that as an option, so I wanted to set your expectations accordingly. And on that note, let's go over some important and practical details about Moonlight Peaks so you know exactly how and when you can play it. The game will launch as a single-player experience across a variety of platforms, which includes PC via Steam, Steam Deck, Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo Switch 2, with no final decision being made yet in terms of physical editions, but fingers crossed they'll be able to make this happen. And of course, I would also love to see the game come to PlayStation 5, which is my favorite console, so we'll have to stay tuned. I also wanted to note that it really seems like the game has been built essentially from the ground up with controller support at the forefront, because even in the earliest demo build of the game that I played, it had excellent controller support, which felt super fluid and intuitive throughout my experience with the demos. So just in case you're curious about this, I really appreciate it as a controller girly. The game will be available at launch in English, German, Japanese, Korean, simplified Chinese, and traditional Chinese. And finally, the date, of course, has been set for July 7th of this year, 2026, so you won't have to wait all too long to live out your new supernatural life. Well, there you have it, friends. That's everything you need to know about Moonlight Peaks based on the currently available information. But I'll be making more videos about the game leading up to the release, so again, please make sure you're subscribed with your notifications on so you don't miss out. Let me know down in the comments if you're excited for Moonlight Peaks and which element of the game you're most looking forward to. Anything and everything, you know I always love hearing from you. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I love you all. And until next time, take care.